This is heartbreaking, and I guarantee you are going to see plenty more of these stories in the coming years.
What year was it when you had the double mastectomy?
It was 2020.
So during COVID?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they were doing so they were delaying, hold on. During COVID, they were delaying like knee surgeries for people in chronic pain.
Yep.
Because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But they were giving a 15-year-old healthy girl
15 years old.
double mastectomy.
Yep. This was in June, so most of the lockdowns were only barely starting to open back up again. And they also...
I mean, women who delivered children during that time couldn't even have their husband in the room.
What? That was a thing?
That was a
I
thing.
knew about the knee surgery thing, but not...
And you had to wear a mask the whole time. I mean, you couldn't, if someone was dying, your loved one was dying in the hospital, you couldn't go see them. But they gave a healthy 15-year-old girl.
Right. Anything considered elective or unnecessary
To this.
wasn't done during this time.
Except for
But
yours.
apparently this was necessary. It was
Apparently-
life-saving care.
Apparently, it was life-saving care. So a 15-year-old girl is told this will save your life. And while other people are not allowed to stay with their dying loved ones, this is going on.
They said even though they did examinations of my breast tissue before and after.
I'm sure it was so cancerous, right?
When they actually looked at the tissue afterward, after taking it out, they, I remember in the appointment afterward, they told me specifically that there weren't any signs of cancer. And even though that wasn't the reason why I underwent the surgery, it was just part of the protocol to tell me that.
Yeah, because they had to pretend that the surgery was life-saving and not elective, when it absolutely was.
So I was perfectly healthy. It was healthy tissue that he took out of me.
Yep.
Do you think about, was that now, from the vantage point that you have now, looking back on that, is it traumatizing to think about?
Absolutely. It's horrifying.
Of course. How could it not be?
I just shouldn't have been able to... This shouldn't have been an option for me.
This should not have been an option. What else do you need to hear? This should not be an option for children.
It hurts knowing, I could have just grown up without any intervention, and I could have been completely normal.
You could have been completely normal. Like, damn near 80% of children who experience these feelings. But because of society, because of parents, because of doctors with PhDs and medical degrees, they told you it was life-saving surgery. And a few years later, not even 5 years later, I don't even know how old this video is, not even 5 years later when I'm recording this, you already regret it. Like I said, guys, expect to see a lot more of this.
And I wouldn't be dealing with all the stuff that I am now. I'm having some pretty serious complications from my surgery.
Surprise, surprise.
On top of all the trauma that it's caused me. And if somebody just told me, this isn't going to make you into a boy, and there's no guarantee that doing any of this is going to resolve your distress.
Oh, but I thought there was such a long and arduous process of intensive therapy to make sure that this was the right option. Again, this is the same playbook. First, they tell you it's not happening. Then, they tell you, oh, it's just one here or there. And then, they turn around and say, yes, it is happening. And if you say that it's bad for children to have this type of surgery, then you're a bigot.
You're perfect as you are as a woman. The issue isn't your body.
It's your mind.
The way that you think of it.
Yes.
And no matter what you do to yourself, what drugs you take, what surgeries you get,
nothing will change that.
You're always going to be a woman.
Nothing.
And you are enough.
Can change that. And yes, you are enough.
I wouldn't be dealing with any of this right now.
And this is the roadmap for so many people getting these surgeries. I guarantee you the number of stories like this that we hear over the next decade is going to be explosive. And I don't say that to be happy that I'm going to be right. I hope that I'm wrong. I just know that I won't be.